All right. Welcome back. Levels are good. Nice to see you. I'm Agent Ultra. I'll be your hacker for this evening. We are going to build, we're working on LambdaTrek. It's a Trek-inspired roguelike game we're building in a programming language called Haskell. And we do Haskell in the stream for funsies and learning and stuff. Practical things, really. That's my job, my jam. That was not the command I want to run. I wanted to show you the game. We're going to go over to my projects. We're going to go to LambdaTrek and we'll see where the state of the game is right now. If you haven't tuned in before, it's your first time, welcome. Check it out. LambdaTrek. Like this. It's, right now we're using a terminal-based UI for the game. We've got a galaxy map. We've got your local, like, sectors, like a sector view. There's your ship. There's an info panel on the right here. A little command input where you can move your ship around. Moving around costs energy. You've got shields and hull and torpedoes and all this sorts of stuff. The goal of the game is to eliminate the invading enemy force before you run out of turns. So on our galaxy map, we've got long-range scanners. We're going to scan at like 2, 3 here. 2, 2. Oh, there's nothing there. All right, there's a little info cell here. Kind of supposed to show you what is. You can warp to 2, 2. Scan all at 1. All right, we're scanning all around trying to find the enemies. There's ships and all that sort of stuff there too. Warp to 1, 1. Oh, there we go. We got some enemy ships. We've got combat implemented. We got some basic procedural generation, which is probably, like, we don't need to get super fancy with this game, really, but it's there. And, yeah. Cool. That's the game so far. We're just kind of in the polishing up stages, actually, and tweaking things and such. And then I think we'll be probably pretty good to say, like, this project is looking pretty solid for a release. And then I don't know. Maybe we'll start a new project. Maybe we'll keep going with this one and try something else with it and see how far we can take it. It really depends on a little bit on me and a little bit on you and what you kind of want to see and what I feel like doing. But we can work together and get it done and, you know, figure it out. Okay, so let's just do some polishing type stuff tonight. I wanted to actually try the in-game form stuff again to see if we can get that working. I did a little bit of research. There's not a whole lot out there. I've tried making like simplified demos to like figure out if we could have multiple forms that we could call in there. Nothing quite yet, but we can mess around with it tonight. See how far we get. We'll time box it though, because I don't want to like sit around reading documentation in front of everybody. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. We'll see. All right. So we got the game state. We want to make the goal of making this form. We can do it on the command line. We can enter in like how many enemies you want to seed the game with. And we want to kind of have like a little form in the game for that so that you can change the settings when you boot up the game and we can, you know, start the game from there or something. Regenerate the universe, all that kind of stuff. So we can like tweak things, regenerate, see how it works, that kind of stuff. Okay, so that goes in config, our config module here. This is where we like kind of configure the number of enemies to see the quadrant with, the number of enemies per sector, number of stations, so on and so forth. Okay. The game config is in there, and let's see. One way we might, I've seen some demos and when I was doing my research do this, is to like not render a form, but just render the individual fields. and do it that way. So why don't we give that a shot? We'll go over to our UI code in LambdaTrek UI, and we'll go from here. Okay. So we have the settings page kind of set up, the config page, settings screen. We should just rename it to config screen because that's what I've been calling the types, and I need to be a little bit more consistent with the naming. Configs came first, so that's how I'm going to name it. Let's get our build going. We'll use the test runner as our builder. Load. Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right. Fix that error. Of course, there we go. We're good to go. Everything should compile now. Okay. So this is the thing that makes me go, how do we have multiple forms in the game? Because make form creates form object, but there's a bunch of these things, and then when you use the brick API to pull out the form from this thing, form state, you get this function form state f that just pulls out the game state, I guess. But anyways, you call render form on that f thing, like the form. And so it seems like you can only have one. Which is not quite what we want. So let's go to our config screen. And instead of this, we'll do... What do we do? We'll do center and I think there's like input field widgets we could use. Editor, something with a lens. Into our game state config, config.num enemies or something like that. All kinds of problems with this, but we'll figure it out. Yes, thank you, GHC is not in scope. We can fix that one easy. Let's put in here LambdaTrek. Big. We'll qualify that one. Yeah, it doesn't. Num enemies, because we didn't define any lenses for it. Not a problem. Let's just do that quickly. Language, template Haskell, and we're going to import lens.micro.th for template Haskell, and then we go make fields, game config. Okay, and then we need a couple more language extensions. That one, functional dependencies. Cool. All right. And that is because it's probably like game state, game config. Okay. So that's not in scope. So let's just go find that in the brick documentation. Editor. Oh, this is a widget. Okay, cool. Text editor widget. Okay. You need to embed an editor in your application state and transform it and handle editor event. Just use get edit contents to modify it. Use the text zipper interface. Handle editor event. Not maybe. That was the one I was thinking. But it's okay if it's not the right one. Maybe we can do something else. Text field. I would like an edit number field. Well, I'll take an edit text field for now. If we have to write our own, maybe we write our own. But can I do that there? I don't know. Doesn't seem likely. So I think editor works because it's created as a widget. Maybe? Render editor. Or produces a widget. Interesting. So how does that work? Okay, visible region. And we draw it. Okay, we get the contents. Okay. Okay. So this must be a way to do these kind of interesting. Okay. Not quite what I was going for. So we could, like, maybe we could do, like, little editors for the different fields. And edit them. And then parse them into numbers. Maybe. Editor text.
Every culture and philosophy I've read up on them all. I've been living in your shadow for.
And it takes the name.
Keeping tabs on every machination and production.
So we'll give a name for it, like config num enemies field. And we'll put it there. Okay, yeah, that's not in scope yet. And we'll bring it into scope. Import a brick. Widgets.edit. Okay, game state. We need to bring that into scope. Game state here. New name. And we'll bring F here. And create binding for it. Save it F. Okay, and maybe int. Yeah. Okay, we're missing an argument, so we gotta give number of lines. Or here, so we'll go like, I don't know, just one. And then what do we got? Int, text, yeah. We can't, editor text wants it to be text. So we change this to text. It's gonna break a whole bunch of other stuff. But does it fix this? Okay, so we got the widget, we got the editor, yeah. So let's compose that with the render. Render editor. If it has focus, I guess true. That should be all we need to get a widget. And then what do we need for that? The content drawing function. I don't know, just draw it, please. You have a function for this? Okay, let's search in the GitHubs. Render editor. Okay. Apparently got relimited by GitHub. Nope. It's not working. Not worried. We're gonna back out of this for now. Bow. 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 Okay. Still no in-game form yet for that. Okay, let's work on making sure destroyed enemy ships count as safe space. Sure. Get that one out of the way. Ooh, our tests are broken. Let's fix those first. Spec. Okay, yeah. Just a constructor thing. Game over. That should fix that. Okay, simple one. Right, so counts as safe space. We go to LambdaTrek, we go to simulation. That is where we simulate all the stuff. And I want to say it's in quadrant. Set up an enemy sector to array, update sector, scan, render. Maybe it's in sector, or maybe it's in ship. Okay, find empty. And get empty. Those should both not only check for tiles empty space, but should also check for the aforementioned destroyed ship tile. And we should also check has at least one empty space for that as well. Although, let's see, this formula... Okay, the number of stars, number of enemies, and number of stations. If it's less than -1. That should work even if that one tile is, yeah, destroyed ship. So that should be fine. And that's good there. For tile. Destroyed enemy ship. So it's not just equal to, it's in as an element of. Destroyed enemy ships. Parse input errors. Not bad. Can you get rid of that? No. 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 Alright. There we go. Sounds good. Cool. And the next one we'll get is here. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything, so let's just write a quick little spec for that. Make sure we got it. Okay, so this mostly affects moving the player ship. Oh, I got a little to-do there. I don't remember what that's all about. Find empty. It should give us a nearly full, give it a nearly full sector. So only one. 1414. We had sector stars too. Enemy ships. Nothing. And it should give us the empty space. Alright, so we construct a ship, we get the sector tiles, so the full sector. We find empty, and it should be 1414. Right. Okay, that's fine. No space for everyone. To construct a sector. Just enough star, construct a sector. You know, all the stars in one enemy. You should not construct a sector. Something similar to this, except the enemy's destroyed. Right here, yeah. So, context. Given almost all stars, and one destroyed enemy, it should not construct, it should construct a sector. Okay, so the enemy's hit point should be 0. And I think that's it. I think we use a function to determine if they're destroyed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the enemy's hit points is 0, that means it's destroyed. And this should satisfy is right. We didn't get it. Okay. It's failed on left invalid sector. Okay, the constructor did. Okay, okay. So we have to update the constructor for that. Let's see, input enemies. We take the maximum number of enemies we should have from enemies. Nub by, so move any duplicates to the input enemies. The input enemy is greater than the length of valid enemies. We found a duplicate, and we throw an error. To enemy array. Yeah, so we need to filter out here, I think, the valid enemies. Maybe we could do that here. Let's see, survey says no. Enemy at duplicate position. We're getting this one here. Yeah, so I guess filtering there. We don't get the uniqueness one. Uniqueness branch. Yeah, okay, so actually that's a wrong test. Yeah, we don't really care about that. The constructor. It's the tiles we care about. No, that's fine. Yeah, we don't do that. So let's make sure the spec has one where we try to move a ship into a sector that's completely full of destroyed enemies. We should be able to move into that space. Enemy AI. Ship stuff I think is up here. Combat. Let's put it in here. We don't want to parse it. We want to update the simulation. Yeah. Yeah, let's go right here. We'll describe warp. Given a sector full of destroyed enemies. It should place the ship in the sector. All destroyed enemies. No. You know what? No. It was fine before. It was a good fine test before. Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. Hopefully. So what we want is that we should be able to construct this with all destroyed enemies. Given all destroyed enemies, it should still construct a sector. Because there's still valid space to place the player ship. So here, we should... How's this over here? Not destroyed enemy. At XY. Pause X, pause Y. Pause Y like that. Hit points 0. Good. And then if we construct this with all destroyed enemies. No, list, empty list. And that should be all destroyed enemies. This should satisfy is right. Okay, this is gonna probably fail first, which is good. And it didn't. Oh no, that's not good. Maybe we already implemented it. Make it is left, will it fail? Oh, no, it should be. I've got a big old there. Okay. So I built the sector. Okay, maybe we already have that. We just didn't have a test for it before. Okay, good to know. What's the temperature that has at least one empty space? Maybe that's the key to why that works. Enemies. Elements of sector enemy ships. No. It's not it's including all enemy ships regardless of their destroyed state. Back. Okay. Like, it should satisfy is right. But if I make these hit points 1, that would be is left. Yeah, no, that's not right. Something's not good there. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back to the way we want it. But I'm gonna add the test for all enemies. It should not construct a sector. That should be fine. Yeah. And then we're going to enemy. We'll make it points 1 or whatever. And this should sound like it's left. Okay, let's focus on these two. Okay. Okay, so this constructor wants to create a sector. And it's going to validate all of its inputs to make sure that it can construct a valid sector. Okay, and the way this was written, so this input stars takes from the input list stars prime 15 times 15 minus 1 elements. Alright, so we have like a maximum length of elements we'll consider stars. This could be like 10,000 stars, probably won't because we're writing the code, but I guess there's a little defensive coding there. So we take the valid stars from that by nubbing from input stars. So this is just a list of tuples of ints, so we just take the unique ones. So if you make duplicate stars, we throw those out. Okay. That is fine. So that's what valid stars is. Input enemies, we do the same thing where we take a maximum number of enemies from the input list. And we nub by the positions of those enemies. So if you give us duplicate enemies and duplicate positions, we filter those out basically, and only take the unique ones. So it'll, I think nub by will go in list order, so it'll be the first one that'll just take. Okay, so valid enemies is the unique elements of input of the enemies. Okay, so it clearly doesn't say anything about the state of those enemies. Input stations, same thing, except we're not taking anything here. Although we probably should be. Just to follow convention established on the lines above. Let's just add that back. Put that in there for that. Okay. And so that's what valid stations are. So, if the length of our input stars is greater than the length of our valid stars, that means we've detected duplicate stars. That's what that makes sense, right? That left. Same with input enemies and input stations. Otherwise, we try to construct a sector with our valid stars, converting our valid enemies to an array and our stations to valid stations. And we calculate if it has at least one empty space. And if it does, then we're right, otherwise it's invalid. So, in the definition of has at least one empty space, like I was looking at that before, I think that's probably where we could check this. So let's go to internal there, has at least one empty space. Okay. So look in the constructed sector, we look at the number of stars, we take the length of that, we take the length of the number of enemies, and the stations. And then we consider if it is less than or equal to this number. So we can filter num enemies out here. Okay, then we need a function here, so we're going to keep just the ones that are not is destroyed. In other words, the ones that are alive. Okay. Okay. So that one passes. I think that wasn't passing before. So should not construct a sector. Okay, let's go back to spec. Make all destroyed. All enemies. I should change that. Alright, so it has at least 1 hit point, so that predicate should fail. Mm-hmm. This might actually be a good case to use a property test here. Might be a good use of one. We could generate all these inputs, and the thing this constructor is supposed to be doing for us is maintaining an invariant, which would be pretty easy to specify. Let's get this passing, and maybe we can try that out. Feel like it'd be a good idea. So this should produce a list of all enemies in every possible position. Let's just be super sure. We know that we have that defensive take on it, so hopefully this is fine here. Okay, let's just focus on that one. Well, actually, we kind of even at both. Let's just keep focusing on both. Okay, so has at least one empty space. So in this test case, it should be that this would be 0, and this would be 0. We take the list of enemies. That should be more than 15 times 15 minus 1. If we filter for not is destroyed, they should be all alive. Yeah, I would expect that to be bigger than this number, which would make this false. Let's just pull in. I'm going to pull in some debugging here. Make sure that that's right. Trace qualified as debug. And pop that there. Enemies. I'll go show enemies. Sorry, post positive again. Qualified. Okay, it says 0. No, sorry. For that test, yeah, 224. Getting the right number. It might be the less than equal condition there. Go over here. Okay, cool. So the other one's failing. This one's still failing. Less than equals is what we want. Because if the sum of these things is less than... Yeah. Okay, I think maybe if I make this 16, it's always going to be 224. Because of the take. We always take the right amount. Okay. Okay, so that will always be trivially true. Nice, too. It's for the empty space. Yeah. Right. 15 times 15 minus 1 is this magical number. That's the number of spaces in a sector minus 1. Or no, the number of sectors in space. 15 times 15 should be it. So this should be... That's not quite right. But if I do make it 2... This means... Yeah. It doesn't feel right, because if it's 2, that means 223. 224 should be fine. Oh, I guess, yeah. I guess what the construction is doing is it's... I'm being a dum-dum. It's already doing that. because the number's not changing, 224, we can't add the 225th element that would push it over. So it doesn't, this, bad, bad. Misleading. Okay, so that works great. We don't need that. That doesn't matter. Yeah, none of that doesn't matter either. Yeah. What can we... I think we can just... Let's just get rid of that. It's done. It's done. It's good. Doo-doo. Warp's done. Text wrapping to dialog area widget. And... that's about it. Okay, let's see if we can get that to go. I think all we need to do is make the window just a bit smaller, show what that looks like. Shields, I don't think that's going to be a long enough string. Maybe a little more. Let's move to 4, 4, 4. 5 torpedoes. What was it, like 1, 5? Yeah. So see, like the text just kind of gets cut off. We expand, it's still there. It might be kind of nice for smaller terminals if we wrapped that text. We also get the info panel gets cut off a bit too. So maybe there's a way for us to tell Brick to not do that, or if we can wrap these things, word wrap these things, that would be super sweet. That could be just, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot we can do about that. And if it's going to matter all that much. Like, most people these days don't have like super tiny terminals like that. But if there's a quick win there, let's take it. This would be nice. Brick. Haskell wrapping? Line wrapping? Mm-hmm. There's some packages for it. W editor brick text editor widget with dynamic line wrapping probably. But we don't need the editor widget for that. We just need a label widget. It might give you some ideas if we need to write our own for it. Okay, themes, types, util, maybe an util, wrap, Line. Okay, nothing for that sort of stuff, so maybe not. Okay, let's check out W Editor. Brick does it. Sounds like it might be pretty complicated, because word wrapping can be like that. Or line wrapping. Let's just check it out, see how it works. Probably in there. Wrapping editor. Yeah, sort of like a similar approach to the way Brick does it with the editor, I guess. And then you have a special render function that takes your type and produces a widget. Available height, width in the okay. Might be too bad to write our own word wrapping label widget, maybe. Where's the type? That wrapping editor widget. Yeah, WE name, WE editor. Yeah, line wrap. Yeah, so like it's not gonna be trivial. What if there's a Haskell library for this? Line wrap. Oh, really? Text.wrap, okay. Could be useful. Jay Doherty. Okay, super. Word wrap might do it. Let's go for it. To do line wrapping. Add custom widget. And update you up. Okay, let's conquer the first one. Let's get a win. Let's get a W. Package. Word wrap. Let's try it. TUVW. Get our builder going again. We're going to create a UI module for our custom widget stuff. Wrap label. Wrap text. Okay, module LambdaTrek. .ui .wrap text. Where? And we're going to import word wrap. Text.wrap. Okay, and let's see how we use this library. Fill strategies, scopes, app settings. Okay, so then we take wrap text 2 lines, app settings into text, and we get list of text. Okay, and then just wrap text. Super. Couldn't be easier. Okay, so if we wanted to test this out, we could render wrap text. Let's just do something dumb silly right now. Just to test the library out, see how it looks. Wrap text. Wrap settings. What is this going to be? Wrap settings. And we go like this. Preserve indentation. Sure. Break long words. Sure. Build strategy. How should wrap lines be filled? What kind of rubric should be attached? No fill. And fill scope. Fill after. I'll take the default, sure, on that one. Okay. Now we'll do our default wrap settings. We'll have to import text. What else does wrap text need? Int. Okay, so let's put something small in there. And then the text. Okay. Oh, there's already a default wrap settings. Huh. There is, isn't there? Is it basically the same as mine? Because then I'll just use that. Oh, it's just false, false, true. Okay, well, I'll just use theirs. Okay. So we go to UI. We're going to import this. I don't need qualify, maybe. LambdaTrek simulation. Or not simulation. UI. Wrap text. Okay. And let's test it out on our dialog display. hold empty widgets or map dialog. And then dialogues right here. Yes, okay. So from crew make, yep, from crew make text, okay. And then message. And this is what we want to pass to render wrap text. No, before that. Okay. And let's see how it turned out. Alright, let's move up to like 2-2 there. Okay, we get Captain Wee. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, it's breaking our UI, boy. Breaking it. Something funky. It's breaking the resizing anyway. Okay, so that's probably not quite the way to do it. But I don't know. We need to overload the strings. And if I do render wrap text, quick round box, jumped over the fence. So we get, yeah, we get this little /n rendered there in the right place. We got one here. Okay. That's kind of what we expected. Man. Okay, so that brick doesn't like that. Maybe we're just using the wrong widget for rendering text with new lines in it.
I do believe that the singularity is coming, and that what will happen then will be truly dramatic and spectacular. I don't see it as some kind of phase.
Okay, so text width is a class of text types that have widths measured in terminal columns. Never use length, blah blah blah, to measure length of string. If you need to compute how much space it will occupy, always use text width. Okay, so that might be one mistake we're making.
But it will be an anecdotal event compared to something as dramatic as the creation of an
Empty
artificial
widget. Text.
beings are uploaded
Okay.
or augmented.
Build a widget from a text value. Breaks new lines up and space pads short lines out to length the longest. The input string must not contain tabs.
Something new.
Text wrap. Oh, it already has. Okay. Just named it funny. Make a widget from text, but wrap the words in the input lines at the available width using the default wrapping settings. We might be able to just get rid of all that stuff we just added. Super. Let's go to UI. Let's try that. We're using raw for dialog string. Raw. What's raw is an image. Okay. And we're doing that because of the V2Y colors we're using. Ooh. Okay. If there's a way we can get the... No. I don't think there would be. Why is it messing up the string? Yeah, let's pull that out of there. And can I transform it before I pass it to raw? What is that function? V2Y image to V2Y image. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, I could see why that might mess up. The new lines in there might mess up. Ah. Might mess up the dialogue widget there. So there's a way to get the text out of... Running box limits. Is there a way to get the text out from the image? No, probably. Because it's probably all terminal codes and stuff. Oh man, what do we do? Okay. That's just the way it is. Not gonna be one thing. I don't like that though. Yeah, because I guess Brick doesn't know the size of the image once it's created, and if we ask it to render it as if it was a widget, it's just plopping it in there. So it wouldn't know anything about it. Like it's just a horizontal span of text. I'm afraid that's just gonna... I don't know how to solve that one. Lost some damage, Captain. Yeah, and if we resize it, like, it's not going to know about it either. Yeah, so we're going to need some kind of structure at least to know the width before we go to render this thing. And then we're going to have to see if, like, I can combine these in a way and render them the appropriate dimensions in Brick. What data does widget hold? It does hold its V size. So widget's vertical growth policy, horizontal growth policy, okay. So I guess raw can figure out the size of the image. Maybe. Okay, creates it fixed size, fixed size. Just gets the image data. So if we mess up rendering with this widget, then yeah, maybe that's what caused the to be weird. If I change this down to something silly like 4, right. On a pretty wide display, I suspect it'll be fine. Move 10, 13, 8, say. 13, 12. Yeah, okay. This is not going to be... Brick is not going to be happy with this, no matter what. Maybe the new line characters aren't the right ones, so we need our own custom thing. The text.wrap allows us to get it to the list of lines. So we combine them using vertical joins. Maybe that'll do it. That could be it. So let's do our silly wrapping right now. Text wrap 2 lines. lines. Okay. Now, let's see. Here, we're going to have to create our vty.string. Our image. This might have to be a custom-ish rendering just for the dialogue thingy. I don't know if we can do this in general. Because the other things, I mean, are just plain old text. So this is just for the dialogue widget, pretty much. VDY.image. Okay. It's not sure. Well, there. Okay, text wrap to lines. What do we have with that? Wrap text to lines. Okay. And now we just need to create the image. I'm gonna pull this over here. Pull in that nice handy dandy operator. Is it like this? Yeah. Okay, and we're gonna fold these down. The empty widget. And lines. Well, it'll be fold L. Do I need to import? I don't know if I need to import that. We might need to import empty widget. We need data.list. Empty widget or core. Okay, we got to transform lines first. Right, and it's just vty.string. With something. Default after def adder. Okay, and what's the problem with this one? Good match type, list of string with text to list of text. Hang on, I was getting out of myself here. Let's just put the hole here. Oh, empty widget's the wrong thing. We want empty image. Empty image. Okay, be divided, empty image. Okay. And now we should be able to map lines into our vdivided string. Our def adder. Yeah, that needs text. It needs a string, not text, so we gotta compose that with text unwrap or unpack. Oh. Okay, we'll call it ills then. That's unnecessary. Okay, cool. So now this is taking, breaking up our word wrap, creating v2y images of each line, combining those vertically using this constructor for combining images, and so hopefully when we render this, it won't look terrible. Let's move closer. Let's say 13.3. Oh, sorry. Move 13.8. That's a star. 1, 10. There we go. Ooh, messes it up even more. Okay, so Brick doesn't like us doing vertical images a whole lot. Seems to break layout. Unless did I update this properly? No, I didn't. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Now we're combining a vertical image with a horizontal one. I wonder if that's what that's going to do. I don't know what that's going to do. It's going to be weird. Oh, sorry, warp. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. It did it. Now, I don't know how the heck to make it scroll, but... Oh, we got wrapping. Cool. All right. Well, that's pretty decent. We're getting close to running out of time here, so let's see what else we can do with this at the moment. So we want to be able to change this 4 magic number. We want to get rid of that. We want to parameterize that. So in order to render the whole thing, we're going to have to need to know the current width of the parent widget. We can't get that from here. We have to compose those in, so we have to pass that in. There is a function for it, I believe, in text width. That'll give us the number of terminal columns. I think even from sector dialog, I might need vertical limit of 5. So in order for us to render the second, we need to know how wide to make it. Is there a way to query it? Cropping, extent reporting. Scroll bar stuff, we're gonna have to look into that. Oh. So this is wrapped in a viewport, right? View limit sector dialog. Viewport. So if I get the size of that viewport, that would be super cool. B equal something in place V with that. We get a reference to it. And then I could map dialog with the text width of the viewport. Would that be possible? That's still a function that needs to take in the thing it's wrapping. Oh, that's not right. Hmm. Okay. Maybe. If I can calculate the length of the dialogue, this instance is on text. That would work. Let's see, dialogue lang. Alt dialogue size. D. 5D here. Okay. And then we should be able to go render wrap text, dialogue size, message. Length. We don't want the prelude length. What I'm thinking is that we do a dialogue length function in here. Or what does that text width need? It needs a text. 2 text. It'll be kind of weird because we'll be rendering this like with VTY, but also like rendering just the text just to get the size that it would render as, or the width it wouldn't render as. But if we just make that the word wrap size, it's not exactly what we want either, is it? We want really the width of that viewport. We need to know it. Okay, well that's pretty much all the time I've got for this week, so we're gonna have to wrap it up here. Let's just clean up what we got, commit it, push it up, and we'll continue this odyssey of making word wrapping rendering widget kind of work. This wrap text widget works for our dialogue system, so that we can render our dialogues dynamically, and then have nice word wrapping and scrolling in there. Okay. Let's review our changes. Where are we at here? Bang. Okay, cool. Let's go into our new our wrap text module. We gotta add that first. Let's bump this up to like 30. Just so we don't break anything too much. Okay, cool. Stage that, stage that. Basic wrap text widget. This is a work in progress. Adding nice dialogue, line wrapping. Scrolling. Cool. Cool, cool. Push that up. There we go. So, this is your first time tuning in. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. I do these streams once a week, usually on Tuesday evenings at about 10 after 8 in the evening. You can find me online at all the different places here, of course. So if you want to like set up your notifications, you follow and whatever, you'll get notified when I go online and do streams. And you get notified when I do that. Otherwise, tune in when you can. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do there. Same deal. Whenever I upload all my streams to YouTube, so you'll get notified when those go online as well. You can, of course, interact with me when I'm not on streaming. You can follow me on the Fediverse. I'm on the types.pl Mastodon server. I'm Agent Ultra there, as well as on GitHub, where this code is for this project that we've been working on called LambdaTrek. So you want to go check that out. It's right there. And yeah, you can also go to the link above my head. That will take you to declarative.tv, and there's a link to a Discord server there. We have a channel just for this stream, so if you want to tell me about your projects, or you have questions you didn't want to ask on stream, go ahead and drop in there, ask your questions there. I'm usually always there. So, yeah, thanks again for watching. I'm Agent Ultra. This has been awesome, and when be free, and your types always check. And I'll see you next week. Take care.